one, I do want to welcome you to the call here tonight. Like I said, I'm going to kind of get us all on the same page, because I think it's important that you understand how the system works, why things are set up the way they are. I get a lot of questions sometimes and different comments in terms of systems and marketing and advertising and how do we have success in this industry and all kinds of stuff from people. I'm constantly bombarded with emails and with phone calls of a lot of the same stuff. So I'm going to cover some of that stuff on the call here tonight. I guess the big overall picture that I want to paint for you, just to kind of get things off rolling in the right direction, is that in network marketing and internet marketing, there's a true distinction, I think, between prospects, or between people, and between buyers, and between customers, and between clients, and between business partners. And I want to kind of just explain a few of the differences to you guys, just so that we understand who we're talking to and why we've set this system up the way we have. If you want to just kind of go looking at the different types of people that there can be in this industry, first off, there's people that are just, I guess I don't even know what to term them, but they're just generic people. They're not really a prospect yet. They're just somebody that's walking by on the street, or somebody that's surfing online. We don't know if they're interested in our product or our service. We don't know if they're interested in a business opportunity. It's just a guy, okay, or a girl that hasn't really approached us or anything like that. And that type of person is generally not a great person to talk to about a business. That person's generally not a great person to approach with products or services, because you don't even know if they're interested in what we have to offer, okay? The second type of person is a prospect. And, the prospects are generally the ones that put up their hand and say, I'm interested in what you have to offer. Can you show it to me? Okay? And this is often happens obviously online through them opting into your website, giving you their name and their email address to read more, to learn more about your offer, whether it be you selling the product or service, or whether it be, obviously joining your business or becoming a business partner or something like that. The third would be a buyer or a customer, okay? And I want to make this distinction between a prospect and a customer, because a customer has actually spent money with you, whereas a prospect has not. Okay, a prospect is basically just still window shopping, if you will. All right, whereas a customer has spent money, and they may have spent $9, they may have spent $900, but they've purchased something from you, whether it be your product, whether it be information, whether it be a website or a system. Regardless of what it is, the customer has actually pulled out their Visa card, has indicated that they trust you enough that you're going to deliver what you've offered, and they spend money. Okay. Now the fourth one would be a client, or somebody that is a repeat customer, somebody that's purchased from you multiple times. Okay. And the final one is a business partner or associate, and that's somebody that you're obviously not only has purchased from you, but is also working with you to be able to generate more business. And an associate may not have purchased from you, but obviously the distinction being that they're working with you to be able to generate more business. Okay, and in an MLM, a network marketing, kind of situation, normally they would have purchased from you. They would have, joined your business and paid and purchased products from the company to be able to get in. Now, those are all distinct different people, and most network marketers, believe it or not, actually approach the first two types of people with their business opportunity or with their products. Okay, most network marketers, that's what they're trained and taught to do, is to approach prospects and approach just anybody. Okay, which to me kind of blows me away, because if you're spending your time doing that, you're spending your time talking to these types of people, you're actually engaging your personal time in the prospecting activity. Okay? And if you engage your personal time in the prospecting activity, that means that your prospecting now has a limitation on it. And that limitation is going to be your time, your energy, and your skill. Okay? Your time and energy is a huge factor in there. And obviously, if you're brand new, if you're just starting out, your skill level is going to come into place too. Now, and you guys can probably all either agree or disagree with this, but if I were to approach a prospect and try to sell them something, a product or service or an opportunity, I could probably have more success than a brand new person coming into the business today, starting off a brand new business, because they don't necessarily have the posture, they don't have the experience selling, they don't know necessarily what to say or how to say it or how to approach the prospect. So chances are if I was doing my prospecting, I would probably have more success than a brand new person. Having said that, if we were to use a marketing system to do our prospecting versus personally doing our prospecting, the brand new person can probably sift and sort as well as I can, because we're using an automated marketing system to prospect instead of personally doing it ourselves. Now, the distinction here is that, as we prospect and we're sifting and sorting through all these people, and through these prospects, we're trying to just find the buyers. That's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to find a customer that is going to like our offer or like us or trust us enough to spend money. Now, it's been said, and I totally agree with the fact that if you do your prospecting personally instead of using the internet or instead of using a website and an automated system to be able to do that, if you do it personally, you're going to have more success. Okay? But here's the thing. How do you measure that? You will have more success because you're personally talking to people, yes. Okay? However, I will actually have more success because I'll actually run the numbers a lot more through an automated system than you ever can personally. So I'll actually generate more business, although you can actually generate it at a higher percentage or a higher rate than me. Okay? So let's say, for instance, we put 100 people through your personal prospecting system that you use when you personally talk to 100 people, and I put 100 through my automated system. Chances are when you personally reach out and touch somebody and you talk to them, chances are your closing ratio or your percentage of people that want to become a buyer is actually higher, okay, than my 100 people I put through an automated system. Chances are that it will be higher. Now, given that you are skilled already, okay, given that you do have some experience and you're able to close or you're able to talk to people, okay? Now, having said that, though, I want to make sure that you understand that I can put through 10,000 people through a website or through an automated system at the same rate as you can put through 100 through a personal touch kind of system, right, where you're actually personally speaking with people. Now, so having said that, what do you think is actually going to be more effective in terms of generating income? It's going to be the automated system, right? Although my closing ratio is going to be lower than yours, given that you do have some skill. But what happens is I can always run through way more numbers than anybody else can do personally, because you're going to get tired, and you've only got so many hours in a day, and you can only really talk to 1 or 2 people at a time. Okay, so just understand that the prospecting process is always more effective when you're actually using an automated system, when you're using the internet to be able to do that versus one-on-ones. Okay, now not to say that one-on-ones don't work, not to say that any of this doesn't work. I'm just kind of trying to teach you the difference between automating the process of prospecting and only talking to the interested buyers versus talking to everybody, okay, that puts up their hand and says, I'm interested. All right, would you rather just talk to people that have already come through a presentation and purchased and are very interested because they've spent money with us, or would you talk to somebody who just says, okay, I'm interested, can you tell me what you've got? All right, you see the distinction there? I think it's a pretty huge distinction, and I've been working with customers and buyers versus prospects for years and years and years, and I'll tell you what, you can enroll or bring in to your business way more buyers than you ever will prospects. And the reason why is because you're going to start to pick up a lot of momentum when you're talking to just very interested buyers that have spent money already with you buying an information product or purchasing something else prior to you getting on the phone and building that relationship with them, because you've already built that trust with them even before you got on the phone with them, enough trust for them to part with some money. Okay, so understand that the distinction between the prospecting process and actually the sales process, or the recruiting process of bringing somebody into the network marketing business. So what does that accomplish? Well, it accomplishes sifting and sorting through the prospects and through the people, if you will, to find just buyers, and it basically just hands you a list of buyers all day long. Now, does it do that just automatically? No, you have to advertise. You have to get people through the system. But as you get people through the system, all it's going to do is just hand you the buyers. Here's a buyer, here's another buyer, here's another buyer. These are the good ones to talk to. Now, can you talk to all the prospects? You can, but I actually, in a way, I won't let you because I'm not even giving you the names of your prospects. Okay? We're letting the system do the prospecting, letting the system do the sifting and sorting. Because when we do that, what happens is we're able to have way more success by spending our personal time advertising more and only talking to buyers. Okay? And that's what the system's designed to be able to do. You advertise, 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 getting tons of people in the top end of the funnel, letting the system kind of sift and sort as it goes through and chunk out all the tire kickers and chunk out all the people that would never even spend. Think about this. If somebody's not even going to ever spend $9 to join the business, what makes you think they're going to spend $100 or $200 or $800 to get started in a network marketing opportunity? If they're not even willing to spend $9 to get their own website and system and understand the system and get their business started, if they won't spend $9, what makes you think you can convince them to spend more? Okay. Now, the offer is going to be slightly different. I agree. Okay. And maybe you can get a few of those prospects to join for $100 or $600 or $700. But it's going to be a lot more sifting and sorting. You're going to have to talk to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people versus talking to one or two buyers that are going to come in, that have already spent money, that trust you, that are educated, that like what we have to offer, and then we just kind of take them through the next process. Okay? So, understanding that the majority of any marketing system I ever set up is designed to walk your prospects and do the prospecting for you, so that the heavy lifting is done by the time that the person gets to you. And basically, you just have to do a bit of customer service. You just have to offer them support. You just have to walk them through the system to allow them to basically sell themselves. All the presentations are done for you. All the selling is done for you. You just have to make sure that you walk them through and offer them support and tell them, about your experiences. Make sure that they understand what it is and how everything works. And everything's pretty well explained within the site, within the system, within the members area. So it's more your job to make sure that they get through that. Make sure that, that they understand the system and how it all works. So hopefully you guys get that and the distinction between a prospect and the prospecting activity and the buyers and what those type of people obviously are obviously a much higher level prospect. It's funny, I talk to people in the network marketing industry all the time, and they always ask me about my the marketing systems that we have and how are you able to sponsor so many people and how do you accomplish this in such a short period of time? Well, the reason why I can do it is because I'm spending my personal time only talking to buyers, okay? People that are already really, really high-end prospects, whereas they're spending their time talking to leads, talking to prospects, not customers, okay? So if you bought a prospect list, from another company that generated them, there's a couple of flaws with that. First off, you don't know how those were generated normally. So you don't know if they were emailed, an email, and then they went to a website. You don't know if they were, there was a Google ad run online to generate them. You don't know really where they came from. You also don't know the web page that they opted in on normally, okay, or what the offer was for an opportunity for a home-based business or for a product or service or whatever it is that lead was generated. So you don't actually know where they came from. You also don't know how many other people got that lead or that prospect's name to call. Often lead companies will, sell that prospect's name a couple of times. So you don't know any of this coming in, and you're just calling this prospect blindly. And really what happens is, you're taught to kind of build trust and to try to, because what you're doing is you're getting that prospect to go from prospect to customer. That's the process of what you're doing. Okay, you're getting that prospect to go from prospect to customer. And often what we try to do which I find quite funny, is we try to get a big sale. We try to get a $600 sale on the first offer, which is hard for customers to part with $600 when they don't even know you, they don't trust you, they don't know who you are. You talk to them for maybe 5 minutes, and then you put them on a presentation for 30 minutes, and then now they're supposed to fork over $600. Okay, that's hard for most customers. But if you get them for a smaller sale first and start building that trust, then they get that feeling of, wow, I spent $9, or I spent $30, or I spent $100 even with this person or with this company. Now I feel that, I can trust them, and maybe I'll take the next step. Maybe I'll actually go all in and start building a business at a higher level. Whereas if we automate the system of taking the $9, building that trust before we even talk to them, now we're at a point where we don't have to rebuild that trust. They already trust us. They've been provided with awesome information. They've been provided with a website system and all kinds of different great things that they've purchased, and they're happy with the transaction. Now it's a lot easier to move that person to the next level transaction, to the higher end transaction. So just understand, what you're trying to accomplish when you're moving prospects from prospect to customer, or would you rather just move customers from customer to client or business partner? Okay, much easier transition to move them from current customer to business partner, or current customer to client, repeat customer, just because you don't have to build all that trust, and you don't have to take so much time personally to be able to do that. Okay, and really that's what the systems and everything that I've set up for you guys designed to do, is to allow you to create those customers and then just take them from customer to either repeat customer, client, or business partner. I hope you guys understand the concept anyway a little bit better, and I know a lot of you guys probably already did anyway, but it's always good to re-emphasize some of the important concepts and things like that to understand that you are on the right track. Make sure you get in the marketing guide and continue marketing, with the different days and stuff like that, and just get your link out there a lot. Really, it's important just to fire that link all over the place that you can, and you're going to get some nibbles, you're going to get some bites, and you're going to start generating some more traffic. And I always, just so that I like to track my ads, just to have a better idea of, obviously where your business is coming from. So I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great night, and we'll definitely talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.